Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Professor Natalie Games. My name is Natalie Van Duzen, and I'm a professor at the University of Alberta. And just like I say every time, I am a scholar who researches Old Norse language, literature, and culture. I put my faculty bio in the below description if you want to see a little bit more of what I do, which isn't like directly mythology related, but I do teach Old Norse mythology, and I teach about Vikings and sagas and Old Norse language here at the University of Alberta. And it has been so much fun for me to react to God of War 2018 and now God of War Ragnarok with gameplay footage by the wonderful Quanst in Fire. So we are with Atreus slash Loki in Asgard. Let's get back to it.
Whoa!
Loki, right? Gotta say, the irony of this isn't lost on me. This was his room, you know?
His?
My brother's.
Your brother?
Modi?
Ah, your brother. Really? I had no idea.
Uh-huh. And now it's yours. Enjoy. Thrud, Thor's daughter. Relax. You've got some pretty small shoes to fill. We're better off without him, Loki. Trust me.
Okay, so right off the bat, we get to talk about another character, which is exciting. So Thrud, which means strength in Old Norse, Thrudr, she is indeed identified as the daughter of Thor in the mythological sources. So Snorri says that a kenning for Thor is the father of Thrud, and he later lists in a later section of his prose Edda Sif as her mother. Otherwise, we have some indications that Thrudr was associated with the giant Hrungnir, because according to a poem called Ragnarsdrápa by Bragi Boddason the Old, which is a poem about a shield, a kenning for Hrungnir, a giant, is the thief of Thrudr, which indicates that there is some kind of a missing myth in which Hrungnir has kidnapped Thrudr. Thrudr is also named as one of the Valkyries who serves at Valhalla in a poem called Grimnismal, which I've mentioned before. It's one of the poems that has to do with Odin, in which he showcases wisdom. In this particular poem, he goes in disguise to visit his foster son, who doesn't recognize him, and he is put to the flames. And when he is burning, he recites all of this knowledge about the cosmos, about the history of everything, about different beings and places, and including Valhalla, and who is there and who is serving. So he talks about the Valkyries who are serving at Valhalla and names Thrudr among them. Also, I love her tattoos.
Walk with me.
Don't forget your sword.
Someone will clean that up.
So, what kind of sword is that?
It's new. One of a kind. My father gave it to me for Valkyrie training.
You're in Valkyrie training?
Got time to talk about it? I was just heading to the Great Hall. But if you need to go to work, grandfather's study is just down those stairs.
Okay, so clearly the devs also knew about the association with between Thrudr and the Valkyries. So that's very cool.
So how do you become a Valkyrie?
First, I train till I'm the best I can be. Then I wait till grandfather notices. And then I hope he and my dad can convince Mom it's okay.
You know, my father and I, we encountered a whole bunch of Valkyries.
Wait, what? Where? Promise to tell me everything.
I promise.
Mother, did you meet Loki?
Oh, now he's got you involved with this?
Involved with what? I'm being friendly. Isn't that diplomacy?
You understand who this is, right? What his father did? Why does he want him here?
Mom! Come on, you're embarrassing me.
We'll talk about this later.
Discussing this in her earshot. Absolute idiot. I must have done something wrong. I'll get her a gift. Do not.
Sorry about her. Mom's, right? So, did you want to look around some more, or do you really need to get to work?
But something's different with the means. No, there isn't. Please do not involve me in your pathetic attempts to impress one another.
Huh?
Come on. You haven't had enough Heimdall in your day? Let's go.
A mountain using a soup spoon.
That's what I told you. He doesn't spoil. Stop being weird. I am not being weird. You're being
That's
weird.
what the issue would say.
Seriously. Sif makes eye contact.
Don't run off. I don't want to get in trouble if you disappear.
But what did it mean?
Listen, whatever grandfather is having you do, remember, this is your chance to prove yourself. That's all that some of us want.
Oh, yeah. I'll try to do some good.
That's my room. Used to be Magni's. Guess I'm moving up. Catch you later.
Yes, I understand. Yes. Do you see me nodding and saying, yes, I understand? Uh-huh. Yes? Yes, all right. Mm-hmm. You see, this is you not letting me talk. No, Hugin, I don't need my ears cleaned. I need you to stop and accept the answer you know I'm about to give.
I was just looking at this.
That old thing. I've had that since... Huh. Who can remember?
You have a name?
Ingrid.
Really?
Sure, why not? Take it, if you like it that much.
For real?
Consider it a perk of the job.
Thank you. I mean, really.
And they say I'm the bad guy. Come on, let's walk.
You're welcome.
I really like that because swords were often described in the sources, and I'm talking beyond the mythology here and kind of the sagas more generally speaking. Swords were often named, first of all, especially really prestigious swords owned by very prestigious people. And they're often described as really almost having a personality of their own and of, being able to be wielded only by people that are worthy of them. But we do have these indications in more than one occasion in the sagas where a sword is said to be wielded only under specific circumstances by certain people. So I really like what they're doing here. I think it's very much kind of in that spirit.
Okay. Everyone's got me all wrong. You think war drives me, or power, wealth? Nah, never have. You know what drives me? What I really want? I want answers. Same as you. See, mortals have it easy. When they push up against life's big questions, they can look to us. They give them meaning, divine comfort. We both know that's a sham. But when we have questions, why are we here? To give meaning to mortals while living without it ourselves? No. We're more than that. And I found something that proves it.
Okay, so I know I've said this before, but Odin in the mythology is really characterized by what is, I think, probably best described as an obsessive quest for knowledge and for wisdom. And so this idea that yes, he's associated with war, he's associated with, being the head of the pantheon and kind of this the aristocracy and therefore power, but ultimately he is obsessed with wisdom. He's obsessed with finding the answers to things and learning more, learning the ruins, learning more about Ragnarok. This is really what drives him throughout the myths that we do have that have come down to us is this obsessive quest for knowledge. So I like that's kind of consistent here.
What is it?
It's what drives me. You feel it, don't you?
Feels like knowledge. Truth.
All truth. All the answers. We could find out why we're here, learn how to change our fates, stop Ragnarok for good, maybe. Save the people we love.
How?
I was a young god when I found it. Spent lifetimes studying it, following every clue down every dead end, looking for and finally unearthing this. You see that? It shares the same mystical energy.
It opened a crack. Can we just look inside?
I wouldn't recommend that.
What's the broken mask for?
You recognize any writing on it?
These aren't from the Nine Realms. Smolder. Obsidione Spitha. From smoldered earth and obsidian spark. And a field of battles never fought.
Are you certain? Because if that's a clue, I know what it means.
And what's that?
Keep working with me and find out. You don't have to kill anyone. You don't have to betray your father or yourself. Come on, I know you felt what I felt. The answers are in there. Let's get them. I mean, you translated this language like it was nothing.
If I do help you, what's next?
Thor! Get down here!
All, Father.
Don't do that! What's next is chasing this down. Take this, and this stealthy side of beef, and see where it takes you.
I don't promise anything.
Nonsense. Happy hunting. And you, go easy on him, you hear me?
So the reason I got really excited is because I love in the mythology and in so many takes on the mythology how it is always Loki and Thor that are paired together because it's really kind of this unlikely duo, and it has been since the beginning, and has continued to be in popular culture renderings of the mythology, like Marvel, probably most, I think, is maybe one of the best examples, the most recognizable examples, and now we're seeing it here as well. This is very much the case in the original mythology. Wherever you have kind of a myth involving Thor, usually Loki's along for the ride. And you can imagine that that would have been probably about as entertaining for people living in the Middle Ages as it is for us today. Because of how they're described, Thor is representative of this kind of brute strength. He's not particularly clever. He's outdone only by magic. And then you have Loki, who is really, he's not physically strong, but he is cunning. He is a trickster, and he is kind of everything in some ways that Thor isn't. So they make this kind of unlikely duo that I think was, like I said, really entertaining for medieval people, just like it is for us today. So I'm glad to see them setting off on an adventure together.
Muspelheim?
Mm.
The rest of the mask is here?
It's where Allfather dropped us. What do you think? Just take that and do your damn job.
So, where are we going?
How the fuck am I supposed to know? Allfather thinks that you know what you're doing, so do it.
Weird. Well, it seems like we go through this rock. I was gonna get that.
With those arms. Let's see what Loki and that shiny toothpick. Slow going, eh?
We could maybe help.
Where are we supposed to head now?
I'll check. Up there. It looks like there might be a ledge we could reach. If we...
Too slow.
Hey! Ah! You can't just grab people like that.
Oh, what else are they gonna throw you? You know, I took my blood payment from your father for what happened to my sons. But I haven't taken it from you.
What do you mean?
Later. Don't want to keep the Allfather waiting. Speaking of which, mask.
Right. We need to head through those rocks. Hey, can you... Yeah, that.
Just imagine what it can do to bone.
Well, this isn't the right way. Oh, wow. Some kind of anvil? You want to talk about blood payment? What about the giants you killed? They were my family. Thamor, Ronan, they were your people too.
The giants were blight on the 9 realms, and I reveled in every single one of their deaths.
Let's just change the subject. Last time Father and I were here, we beat every one of Surtur's trials. Think you could...
Don't play me. Listen, Modi had some problems, but he was my son. And the only reason you aren't mush right now is because of that broken piece of wood.
Look! Clearly neither of us can do this mission alone. And I want to impress the Allfather just as much as you do. You don't have to like me, but we're gonna have to trust each other. Just a little bit.
Trust.
The mask is, pulling this way. We'll have to find some way down.
Sure thing.
I wasn't playing you, by the way. The trials are fun. Don't you ever have fun? You're so different from your daughter. She seemed...
Hey, come look at this.
Thor, what the... Ah! Wait, Surtur's shrine.
You didn't die over there, did you?
No, but I was thinking...
Well, that's your problem.
The trials are just past that cliff. Might be something you and Duke could do together.
First we deal with them.
Come on, Thor! Just check them out! What have you got to lose?
Time. That's right. Just try it.
You getting tired?
Not in the slightest.
The Allfather's waited hundreds of winters. He can wait a little more. It's fun.
Fine. Stay right here.
Yes, sir. That should keep him busy for a while. Hopefully.
Come on, give me a challenge.
Hey, Ingrid. Do you trust the Ace here? I mean, I know I can't trust them. I just need them to trust me. But that's only gonna happen if they think I trust them. Yeah. My father and I visited this place the last time we were in Muspelheim. Feels like forever ago. Angrboda?
You know, for someone who is trained as a warrior, you are tragically easy to startle.
I didn't. What are you doing here?
A girl can't visit a shrine of her own volition?
You're here for Sorter's marble.
Maybe.
You're out looking for more giant marbles? You know what this looks like, right?
Like the life story of one of our people? And also maybe a storage closet.
No. This looks an awful lot like Defying Destiny.
The question is, what are you doing here?
Rewriting my story.
Odin gave that to you?
It's not. Well, he did, but it's not. I'm not working with him. I would never tell him anything about Ironwood if that's what you're worried about. And I'm definitely not serving him.
It's prophecy's words, not mine. I've got a marble to find. You're welcome to help if you want.
Fine. But are you sure you're up for breaking the rules like this? There aren't any prophecies of you collecting any marbles.
Our endings haven't been written, right? Come on, champ. Oh, hello there. A sentient sword. Huh. Another marble. Surtur's. No soul in it, though.
So he's still out there somewhere. A while back, you talked about how the giants left. You ever think about them?
All the time. They're far from here. Far from Odin and Thor. But I wonder what lands they've gone to. What seas they've crossed. Why?
I want to find them. I'm gonna save my father, and then I'll find them. It's starting. Who is that?
Not Surtur, that's for sure. Look at all that frost.
Sinmara.
Don't think I've heard of her before. And here comes Surtur.
Wow. This must have been some fight.
Yeah, until it... wasn't?
They just stopped?
Oh, no. Look, it's because they fought together.
Looks like they even became friends. Good friends.
Are they?
Yeah, I think they are.
Oh, well that's... good for them.
But it looks like their, love caused them to combine into some kind of huge creature.
Ragnarok.
And then...
Ragnarok destroys Asgard.
Right. I saw that in Groa's shrine.
Well, that was... something. Oh, hey, remember the snake we put that soul in?
Can't really forget that.
I saw it. It's getting... bigger. Like, faster than normal bigger.
Yeah, I had a feeling that would happen.
Huh. I'm gonna hang back here. Don't want your, friend to see a giant he missed.
Of course. Just be careful. Please.
You too, Loki.
Hey, Ingrid. Think Thor died from...
You thought you could defeat the god of thunder?
Oh. course.
I admit, that was fun. There were mountains of corpses by the time I finished, cut down like weeds. The lava ran red with their blood. Really good.
Great. You wanna help down here?
Wouldn't think you'd need my help if you beat all those trials. Or did you just watch your father do it? Hey, what's taking so long?
Looks like we need to head through that gate. Thor?
Ain't that impressive? Real god stuff.
You are a god.
You're damn right.
And so am I. It's here. This is the spot.
Well, where is it? In the lava?
I don't know. No! Ah! Damn it!
Some advice? Sticking your hand in lava is never gonna feel good.
Wasn't thinking.
Good. It's better that way. All right, let's get out of here. No. Don't try to play me again. You're an okay kid. You're still a giant, and I'll revel in killing you too.
What did you do? Loki. The rift got brighter. Look, you did it.
Look, one of these phrases is complete now. We can read it all.
But you can't translate it.
Not yet.
See, I got a little theory. I think if we can find the rest of this, we can use it to look into that without, you know, losing an eye or worse. Look at this. We make a good team. Don't we? Don't we? Make a good damn team?
Just like you and Baldur.
You both behave out there?
Thor was really great. I learned a lot from him.
You learned something from him? Really now? Okay. What did you teach the kid?
Nothing. What could I possibly teach him?
Exactly. I was wondering where that went. Actually, I had a pretty good idea. Change of heart.
I'm not really sure why I came to Asgard. But I realize now it wasn't to be a spy. I need you to know you can trust me. And if I'm gonna help you take this to the end, I need to be able to trust you.
And trust is earned. I get it. Take this. Figure out the rest of it. If you're staying, that is.
You're gonna tell me what you're really looking for in there.
Translate that, and I'll tell you everything. And on that, young man, you can trust me.
You always this hard on Thor? Seems like you're mad at him or something.
Ooh, getting nosy. Getting personal. No, I get it. But it's nothing like that. It's... Well, to be honest, it's the only language he understands, and I'm serious. Go ahead and try being nice to him. See where that gets you.
Hey, you're back. How was it? Did Father behave himself?
Yeah, I mean, better than I would have expected, I guess.
Is that the sword from Grandfather's study?
Oh yeah, her name's Ingrid.
Hi, Ingrid. Wow, Allfather must really trust you. Well, glad you survived your first day.
Hey, me too.
Tomorrow, we talk about Valkyries.
Definitely.
Huh. Are you trying to make friends now?
Well, I just aided the Allfather. You said that makes us allies.
Yes, as long as you had no treacherous... Interesting. You don't really know quite what you're doing here anymore. Sometimes I envy the Allfather. He always sees the best in people. While all I see is what people really are. Nobody ever says what they mean. Some lie to the world. Some lie to themselves and don't even know it. And then there is you. You don't know what you want. You don't even know who you are. But I hope you do know this. I will be watching.
Did you think that I would be?
Well, it's pretty good.
I'm not angry. I'm concerned. You know that's not what I want for her.
You don't want her to have a sword.
But it's not about having a sword. It's about what you use it for. I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. And I don't want that for her either, okay? You don't have to worry. She's a smart girl. Smarter than her father.
Well, when you're right, you're right. Come here.
Well, this has been a weird day. Exactly.
Good morning, brother. No news, I'm afraid.
I have a plan.
Do you now?
The Norns. You found them once. Could you do so again?
I could try, but I don't see how that would
They
help.
are the fates of these lands, are they not? I would know what they know.
You may not find them cooperative.
As long as I find them. Where do we search?
Midgard. But if Atreus is in Asgard, there's no getting him back without an army. We should be raising one.
Yes, nothing like a catastrophic war to improve the situation. The boy seems quite capable. Perhaps if you simply give him some time.
You are not free of blame here. You encouraged his foolishness. His confusion. I do not seek war. But if Odin has stolen my son, do not doubt the lengths I will go to.
Your nature has always been clear, Kratos. But you, Freya. War is a first resort. That's not the Freya I knew. I hope the Norns can give you the counsel you need. Perhaps mine is no longer of use here.
Tyr, stop. This is no time to divide ourselves further. Come, sit, please.
You have been quiet.
Frankly, I'm surprised you of all people would seek out fate. But your instincts haven't let us down so far. Let's find the Norns.
Who am I to offer him counsel? I only hoped to help the boy find his answers. And I failed. What's my role in all this now?
Tyr, you're at the center of this. You always have been. That's why Odin imprisoned you in the first place. He's terrified of you.
I doubt that very much.
It's the truth. And not just because of prophecies. No one has ever united the realms as you once did.
That is not who I am anymore.
I know you feel that way now. I've lost myself before. More than once, but believe me, there is something beyond that.
And what is that?
Purpose. Purpose is the path that leads you to yourself.
So you would have me accept my fate? Lead your armies into war, secure your vengeance.
If securing our justice is not your purpose, then find another. For your own sake.
Don't try to talk me into coming. The Norns and their tales of our fates, it's everything I've walked away from.
Does it hurt?
Oh, this? Only when I worry.
How would Atreus get to Asgard?
I'm sorry, but you'd have to ask Odin. He's got control of every path. I know how highly you esteem our expertise on such things, so I'm sure that's disappointing. He's just been one step ahead of us.
Hang on! I got something for you. Sindri!
Coming!
Before you go traipsing off into the dawn, I thought you'd like to have this back. Well, don't go getting too cheery about it. But you're welcome.
I've collected what we need to find the Norns. Shall we go?
Madam Neathog? Madam Neathog, where have you gone?
Neathog. I suspect we may have consequences to look forward to.
Squirrel.
Ah, Master Kratos, my apologies. Madam Neathog's disappearance weighs heavily on my mind.
She a friend of yours?
Less a friend than another longtime tenant of the tree. She was here even before I arrived, and that was ages ago. To even think something could keep her away from her babies. Terrible, just terrible.
Okay, so a lot is starting to really come together for me. All the way from, just over 2 years ago when I did that initial reaction video for Gameology, and I was shown the different, I guess, clips in an order that was not clear to me at the time, but coming back to the mask and some of the Thor scenes, it's all sort of coming together for me now. And I am excited to see what they do with the Norns. And I will wait to talk more about the Norns until we actually encounter them. So I thought I'd say just a little bit more about Heimdall. Still not my favorite character in this particular rendering, but once again, like I said last time, I think that's the point. And I like that Thrud seems to be of the same opinion. So Heimdall in the mythology is a little bit of an enigmatic figure. And that has to do with likely a lot of the information about him that is now missing. Different poems about him for sure, Heimdallr or Heimdall's chant, which certainly would have told us a lot of the things that leave a lot of kind of big question marks around. For example, why he and Loki are enemies, why he is the son of 9 mothers. What does that mean? Does it have something to do with the sea? This is something that we don't have any real fixed answers for. He's also called the whitest of gods. What exactly that means, not entirely clear. I do like that it was pointed out to me that in the game he has golden teeth, because in the mythology he's also described as having golden teeth. But I did say I'd talk about one of the other names for Heimdall, which is Rig. And this is a kind of makes a connection between Heimdall and the human realm. So in the Poetic Edda, there is a poem called Rigstula, or the List of Rig. So it's an incomplete poem. We are actually missing the ending of the poem, so it sort of trails off before it is meant to have actually concluded. But what it does tell us is that Heimdall, who is going by the name of Rig, which is Celtic for king, sets off into the human realm, and he encounters three separate couples. And through his encounters with these three separate couples, he kind of becomes the father of the three main social classes that existed in Viking Age Scandinavia. First the thralls, then the freemen, and then the jarls. And where the poem ends off, one of the children of the line of jarl, Konungur, which means king, is setting off at the advice of some birds that he's hearing to go and learn the runes under Rig. And it's sort of this implication that kings in Viking Age Scandinavia come from this line of the aristocracy, of the earls, not from the line of freemen, and definitely not from the line of thralls. Though, of course, social class in Viking Age Scandinavia was something that could be transcended. It was possible to be freed from slavery, either from acts of goodwill on the behalf of the owners of the thralls, or sometimes through an act of bravery by an individual who was a member of this class. And there are some members of the freemen class who are kind of very low on the end of that social class and are, they're tenant farmers, things like that. And then the other hand, you have very kind of powerful freemen who almost border on the aristocracy. But there was that possibility of transcending. In any case, I'm getting completely off topic here, but Heimdall is associated with Rig, who is said to be the god who helps to found these three main social classes, which serves an important function to make sure that people are satisfied with the social class in which they find themselves, because it's all been divinely ordained. All right, so I guess that is a good point to stop, especially as we're looking at going more and more into fate and finding out what the Norns have to say about it. So it's awesome to have now a couple of simultaneous storylines going on with Atreus and Kratos being separated, and I'm really excited to see what's happening next. So thank you to Cleansed in Fire, as always, for this amazing gameplay footage. Thank you to the folks at Santa Monica Studio for creating such an amazing interpretation of Norse mythology. I am absolutely loving this. And yeah, I'll see you on the next episode. Let me know if you have any questions or comments.